The idea that games glorifying gun violence have a negative impact is not a new one. The game that probably contributed the most to the development of violent first-person shooter-style video games is Doom, released in 1993. Very clever programming and design led this game to revolutionize the video game industry, setting a high bar for violence and realism. This led to the rapid development of the first-person shooter genre, where players pretend to shoot people, usually with graphic blood and gore. As soon as these games became prevalent, the issue of their impact on development became important. Playing violent video games has a proven effect on our humanity. For example, the University of Queensland, Australia, published a study showing that engaging in violent video game play diminishes perceptions of our own human qualities. In addition, when other players are the targets of this violence, it reduces our perceptions of their humanity also. Dehumanizing our youth is reason enough that video games glorifying gun violence should be banned for those under the age of 18. By preventing these developmental effects on our youth, people will be less likely to hurt others, as they will view them differently. These games are so ingrained in our entertainment culture that almost every kid in America spends hours and hours a week pretending to kill people. If you can condition a child to think that stealing is wrong by discouraging it over and over again, is it a jump to consider that a child committing violent acts in a virtual world will eventually cross that gap into reality and become more aggressive? There's actually evidence for this link between increased aggression and violent video games. A peer-reviewed journal, Computers and Human Behavior, found that media interactivity in violent video games exasperated the violent effect on short-term aggressive responses. Character identification did not mediate the effect of media interactivity on aggression. Thus, the argument that these games only affect certain children is also out the window. You may think that those that have a predisposition for violence would be more affected. This is true, but all children have some measurable effect. People that play violent video games will then be more aggressive. With the prevalence of school shootings and other massacres such as that in Aurora, Colorado last summer increasing, I believe that taking one possible factor out of the equation will help to reduce gun violence. Also, the ban is not a huge jump from current policy. Right now, ESRB mandates that you have to be 17 or older to buy games with a mature rating. Raising this 1 year would raise awareness and make this somewhat lax rule more heavily enforced, as it should be. This could potentially save many lives and is well worth passing.